So if you've followed this channel for quite some time, you'll know that by and large the focus in my videos and on the channel is on guides, because I don't see myself as a content creator, I see myself as a guide creator. That's why you don't see me doing many, if any, collabs at all. It's just not me. The channel is all about content, it's all about theory craft, and it's all about looking at Marvel heroes, which is what I enjoy. Now, what I don't enjoy is having to do videos such as this, but I feel there are times that it is necessary, that when mistakes are made it needs to be discussed, so hopefully lessons can be learned. So today we'll be talking about the Phoenix 6-star unlock debacle. Now, before we do actually go into that, I just want to mention the fact, because I've seen this come up in Reddit a little bit, content creators that are part of the Envoy program were getting a bit of heat. It wasn't from many people, but it was only from a small amount, but we were getting a bit of heat in the back of the changes that Fox Next actually made, or the lack of information they gave that they then clarified, which wasn't positive for players. Now, just to confirm, as an Envoy, we are not paid by Fox Next at all. We don't get anything. Quite a few of the Envoy players have pretty small channels, which means they don't have monetization actually enabled on YouTube at all, so they don't make any ad revenue from their videos at all. So we're getting nothing from Fox Next. I'm lucky to be big enough that I get ad revenue from my videos. I'm not a millionaire, I'm not able to retire or anything like that from it at all, but there's other creators as well that aren't getting anything from it. Now, on top of that as well, a concern I've seen raised was about the fact that Envoys get this additional extra information. Of course, we can use it to farm the likes of Hand Assassin months in advance when we know this. Now, the information that we've been given, at most, the information we were given on the X-Men, it was 2 days in advance we were given this information. In regards to the 6-star unlock requirements on Phoenix, we were given 3 hours notice before that actually went live. Tried to farm as many Hand Assassin shards as I could in that time to give myself an advantage. Didn't actually get any, unfortunately. So that's just to clarify some of the questions I've seen come up about the Envoy program. Questions I don't feel that are particularly fair, so I wanted to clarify them in this video. But let's go on to the whole purpose for the video. So you've got the Phoenix 6-star unlock, and it has been a complete mess. Around about 2 weeks ago, the creators, we got information on the X-Men, which was awesome. Characters that everyone was looking forward to, everyone was really hyped about, including the Envoy players as well. We are all genuine in our hype. It's awesome to see the X-Men characters come into the game, to see your fastball special, to see the animations in Phoenix. It looks absolutely great. So we released the videos on this. With the information we were provided, the information gave us details on the tags that are required. So it was the Mystique, Controller and Villain tag it was that you needed. There was no mention, of course, of the star rating. Every Legendary event we've had so far in the last year, it's been 5-star unlock. If you get higher than that, of course, you'll be getting a better character, but you have to put in the extra work to get that. But the expectation, and this is a word I use quite a lot in videos when I have to do videos such as this, it's all about expectations. The expectation is that you always needed 5 stars to unlock a legendary character, and this was the expectation everyone took from my videos, and it's what we actually took from the information that we were given as well. On top of this, you had the fact that the footage we were given, one of them was characters running through a raid, X-Men characters. You could specifically see down the bottom left of the screen that Jean Grey was in that team. She was at 5-star. So there's no reason to think that the unlock requirements would be any higher than that. You also had the fact that when the patch went live, we could see that Cyclops and Jean Grey were in the game for a very short amount of time, potentially a bug, but when they were in game, that Jean showed as a 5-star unlock as well. Now, a week later, which was a few days ago, or 1 or 2 days ago now, of course, then the Envoys get the message talking about the upcoming blog post. I think it was round about maybe 9 or 10 at night, and the blog post was due to go live. It would have been 12 at night, that's in the UK time there. So we get the information about the fact that Jean will be a 6-star unlock. Immediately I raise my concerns, saying that everyone is going to be exceptionally upset about this, because it's pulling out the rug from under players, and this has happened too many times recently, and this was another instance of it. Your legendary events have always been 5 stars. We're coming back to that word, expectations. We need to set expectations for players. blog post went live, and lo and behold, I was proven to be correct. Everyone went absolutely wild. Discord channels were seeing activity I've not seen in a long time, maybe since we had Red Stars potentially. The Reddit was going crazy, the Twitter was going crazy as well. And this was all to be expected. I was able to say this instantly when I was told the news we were given that this was going to be a major problem, and it really does shock me that potentially there are people in charge at Foxnext weren't aware that this was going to be a big problem, or they were aware of it and they were willing to just take the heat. I genuinely don't know what the case would be. But so you have the issue going back to the expectations now. We may get to a point in the game that more powerful characters come out. Let's say in future we get the likes of Apocalypse or Doctor Doom. It could actually be pretty good if they are a 7-star unlock. They're exceptionally hard to get, they're exceptionally powerful, as long as expectations are set. As long as well in advance players are actually told up front what the requirements will be to unlock them, to give them reasonable time to actually farm characters. Now of course Foxnext will want to put people under pressure, that's fair enough, we do accept that to an extent, but it has to be reasonable. What you can't do is set a precedent with an event as they've done with legendary events and then all of a sudden change it and not give players adequate time to actually prepare for it. So how could all of this be avoided? It's actually really simple, and it's going back to the expectations once again. I'm going to use this word a lot here. Now, when the envoys were given the initial information on Jean Grey, we were given our tags. I firmly believe that at that point in time she probably was supposed to be 5-star, but potentially from metrics it seemed too many people would get her and they wanted her to be exclusive, and they raised it to 6-star. But let's say that's not the case and she was always intended to be 6-star. There is absolutely no reason the envoy should not have been told that information in the first instance, and it's unacceptable that when a change such as this is made to a system that stayed the same since launching game, we're only given half the information on it. Now, I've spent the last 3 years building up my channel. One of the most important things in my channel, and anyone that watches it regularly will know, is trust. That I have trust with the people that are actually watching my channel, and I have respect, and that goes two ways. Now, if I find myself in a situation again with the envoy program that I feel I've only been given half of the story to actually feed to players, and in a way I'm almost giving them misinformation, I'm going to leave the envoy program. I was strongly tempted to actually do it from this alone. However, I realised to an extent it's cutting off my nose despite my face, because it's going to make it a lot harder to grow the channel when you've got other creators that are getting access to content earlier. So for that reason, also thinking about myself to an extent, but I'm giving Foxnext one more chance with this, but I'm going to state that it's not acceptable that we're put in a situation like we were put in for this, for it to happen again. I'm not going to have it. Now, I've spoken about how you could actually resolve this, so it's really pretty simple. Just give all the information up front. We have had a blog post that's came out. I'm actually going to bring that up just now, so let's do that. So here we have the blog post here. Now, the information within this hasn't been received well on Reddit, because I think people are still annoyed, but it's actually relatively helpful. And myself, I was up to, it was 5-star. I just managed to hit on hand sentry, and with the timescales that we've now been provided, I think potentially if I push I may get to 6-star and get Jean unlocked. Now, if we are to believe that this information was all set in stone and it's not actually been changed as a result of the backlash, why was it not given out in the first instance? All of this could have been avoided. You would have had a few grumbles. The backlash wouldn't have been a fraction of what it actually was. Now, I firmly believe that more than likely it was probably going to be about 2 weeks or something we probably had to actually farm, but with the backlash this has been changed, and we've had these extra flash events that are going to be thrown in as well to actually make it easier. And I'm happy about that. I will accept that. That for me is a positive, but I'm very sceptical at the fact that this isn't changed on the back of feedback, and that's not the way that this has actually been written. It's written as if this has always been the case, and again, if it was always the case, release it in the first instance. Save yourself from getting a hard time, Foxnext. Save the envoys from getting a hard time as well. So, not sure if there's a great deal more I can add. I've done this one in 1 or 2 takes, which I don't normally do. I don't like doing freeform videos such as this, especially ranty ones, because I maybe get a bit carried away. But I'm going to go back to the expectations again. You need to set expectations for players. For a good long while there, we were actually doing so well. The atmosphere in the community was really starting to turn. Nick had a fantastic start with the content creators. All the information he's given us has been absolutely fantastic, but this experience with Phoenix for myself has completely soured it, to the point that, as I mentioned earlier, if this happens again and I feel that I'm being used to potentially only provide half a story to people that watch my channel, and then I'm used as a punch bag as a result of that, then I'll leave the Envoy program. And I'm hoping it doesn't come to that at all. I'm hoping this is a blip. Nick's just new to the role, and I'll mention once again that up till now he's been great with all the information that he has given us, so I'm hoping that this is a blip and lessons will be learned from it. So I think that's really all we need to cover in this particular video. I will just quickly mention the fact that later on I will have a Colossus first impressions coming up, because I went ahead and bought the pack from him. I did see some messages on Reddit from players that would unsubscribe from any content creators that actually supported Fox Next. Now, I can't be a content creator if I don't actually have content. The vast majority of people that watch my channel watch it for content as well, so I fully appreciate the concerns of players that feel that we shouldn't in any way support Fox Next, and I don't support bad practices, which is why I'm using my channel and my voice to do a video such as this. But I'm going to say it again, I need content in order to actually make videos in the first instance. So I went ahead, I bought the pack. Feel free to call me whatever you want in the comments below. I've heard it all before, really, to be honest, but for the people that are looking forward to the Colossus video, that'll be up hopefully relatively soon, and I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for tuning in.